What's up, everybody, and welcome here to Wake Up Call with Dan and Tortora. I hope you're having yourselves a wonderful morning this morning. Appreciate your patience here today as we got you set and ready to go for this wonderful Friday broadcast. We're going to have some fun here this morning, as we always do, inside of MonPawsPopcorn.com's What's Poppin'. We're going to get into the annoying moment of the week, as we always start off Friday's shows with the annoying moment of the week, proudly presented by Carvel, DeWitt, followed by LEAD, which is an acronym that stands for Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver. And LEAD, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver will be focusing today's topic on keeping your word. And that's proudly presented by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. Then we'll get into our announcement of who the top dog of the week is going to be. Top dog of the week proudly presented by K9 Camp Dog Daycare and K9 Kampground Dog Boarding. I'm smiling because my little pup is here in studio today, and she has her favorite toy, which, when people talk about, animals can't be like kids and da-da-da-da-da. Well, you know how kids have like a certain stuffed animal or security blanket? That's exactly what my little one has here. So she's got hers with her right now, and seems like she's going to relax today on a rainy day in central New York. So hopefully you got some time. See, that's the thing about it, right? Turning a negative into a positive, right? You're saying, oh man, it's raining today. But it's one of those days where if you have the opportunity right now to obviously hang out with the show and be here with us, but then after that, you could take a little nap, you can relax, you can do something, you could kind of just have a nice and quiet curl up day, which, those days are always fun. And if not with that, then you can do it later today. So make sure that you go out there and have yourselves a great day today, but find some time to snuggle with your pets or, your significant other or, your just yourself, right? Just go and relax and have a nice little day. So I like days like that where you can turn on a movie or a TV show or two and just kind of hang out and snuggle up. And it seems like that's what my pup's going to be doing today. So welcome here to Wake Up Call. Happy to have you here and hanging out every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time. With that being said, we're going to hop right into it. And like I said, with the annoying moment of the week, coming up in hour number 2, we have the honor and the privilege of bringing you an all-new Bobcat Buzz. This Bobcat Buzz is going to be featuring the men's soccer team. They're about to start their season. We just released their schedule for the men's side and the women's side for soccer at Bryant and Stratton College of Syracuse, which you'll find right on James Street in Syracuse, New York. We released their schedules exclusively yesterday morning, and they will officially start things this Saturday on the road at Massasoit Community College at 1 p.m. Eastern Time this Saturday, September 9th. So hard to believe it's already here. In a way, it's hard to believe it's already here, and then it's not. It comes quick. I know Lemoyne already obviously started, and Alfred University started on the soccer side of things, and now Bryant and Stratton College of Syracuse is starting here. Their first home game is going to be next Saturday, the 16th at 1 p.m. against Roberts Wesleyan University JV. So excited to see them coming into town. And I do want to make a note here while we're talking about the soccer side of things for Bryant and Stratton College of Syracuse. The women will have their first game at Hilbert College, and that'll be on the road as well this Monday, September 11th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Their first home game will be Sunday, September 24th against William Smith College JV at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and that'll be the first of 4 straight home games that will take them through the end of September, beginning of October. So a great schedule opportunity there to have a bunch of home games in front of the fans here in central and upstate New York. So we'll be doing our 2-part series with the Bryant and Stratton College of Syracuse men's soccer team. It's actually technically a 3-part series. We aired the first part on our social media yesterday, so you can go to Facebook.com/, Wake Up Call DT. You can go to X at Call DT, the former Twitter, and Instagram at Wake Up Call _DT, and that will have our one-on-one conversations with GNeh-Kewon, Mark Dahn III, as well as Shawn Altidor Viau, and their conversations with me, their one-on-one conversations are airing there now, the exclusive conversations with these two gentlemen. So make sure you check those out on all of our social media. It's also on YouTube, where you are right now watching and listening around the world, youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. Today we will continue that series with a two-parter today. First part talking about soccer as well as life and the individual stories of GNeh-Kewon, as well as Nick, the head coach, Nick Dimitrievski, and athletics director at Bryant and Stratton College of Syracuse, and the story of Shawn Altidor. And then we'll get into our hot seat rapid fire and have some fun with each other. So a lot of great stuff coming up with the two-part series with the Bobcats. But before we get to any of that, we got the annoying moment of the week.
Dan Tortora proudly brings you...
Is that for real? Are you kidding me?
The annoying moment of the week.
I really honestly, I don't know how to respond to this.
Presented by Carvel, DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street. It's what happy tastes like.
Do you have to be that crazy? I guess so. Welcome here to the annoying moment of the week, proudly presented by Carvel, DeWitt. This morning, I got a bunch. One of them that I have, and those of you that have listened to the show for a while, you know that I've talked about driving before, but the whole driving when you're on the left lane and you're trying to get to the right lane, maybe you got to get off an exit or something, and you're trying to get over to the right lane, and there's a car right next to you, and they're driving fast enough that you either have to slow down or you got to speed up, and then you slow down and then they slow down, and then you speed up and you got to go 20 over the speed limit to get in front of them, and then as you're getting in front of them, they move over into your lane. So the whole time, they could have just easily let you come over, gotten behind, and gone into the other lane, but no. They seemingly try to block you. I don't want to say try. Well, I don't know. I don't know what their motives are. But they they block you whether they mean to or not. They're blocking you from getting in to the lane. And then as you're getting into the lane that they're blocking you from, they casually get over into the lane that you were in, because that's the lane that they had to be in the whole time. And you're sitting here saying to yourself, why would you block me from going into the lane that I need to get into when you didn't need to be in the lane that you're in right now anyways? Make it make sense. Isaac and I talk about this all the time. Make it make sense, because it don't make sense. And it's just, it's crazy. It's crazy how ridiculous some people are in the driving world. They just stink at it. And for whatever reason, they just, I don't know. So that's an annoying moment for me. I dealt with it last night. I was not a fan of it by any stretch of the imagination. Never a fan of having to deal with, trying to get over. And it was like later. It was like 10:40. I was coming out of a movie. I want to go home. And I'm trying to get home as quickly and efficiently as possible and safely as possible. And here I am trying to get over into the lane, and I'm like, dude, what is this person doing? Why are they blocking me from getting in? And then I get into the lane, and as I'm getting into the lane, they just casually move over, and I was like, is this person for real? So, that's one of my annoying moments of the week. My other annoying moment of the week is people that take something small and make it so big, right? And we're all guilty of that. I've done that. But when you take it so small and you make it so big and you're like, really, dude? Really? Guilty of that. I've done that. But when you take it so small, when somebody is so just over the top, man, just too much, right? And I've dealt with that. I've dealt with people where, like, you're in a conversation and you apologize to somebody and they keep going, right? Have you ever been in one of those conversations when you apologize to somebody and they still don't shut up about it. They just keep going and going, and you're like, all right, dude, like I got your point. This is what I'm thinking, and then they keep going, and you're like, dude, I got your point, and then they just stay on it over and over, and it's like, Madonna mia, like, what are we doing here today? Do you want me to just keep telling you I feel bad? Does it make you feel good to hear me say I feel bad, or does it make you, I don't even know. But there's a ridiculousness to some people where it's like they could just be having a bad day, or it's just who they are, right? And one of the things that I don't appreciate is when somebody puts my name in their mouth and they speak for me. Nah, dude, God gave me a voice. I'm going to speak for myself, right? And everybody deserves to speak for themselves. Absolutely, right? Everybody should be speaking for themselves. I shouldn't say deserves, not a word that I like, but I mean, God gave you the right to speak for yourself, and you should speak for yourself. And I just feel like that is important to know. So I guess I would say my other annoying moment of the week this week is people that take things just way too far, and they act like children. I think there's more adults that act like children than there are children that act like children in today's America. I think we're forcing our kids to grow up too fast and make ridiculous decisions they know nothing about, when in reality, adults are the ones that are screwed the heck up. The adults are the ones that are pushing kids to make crazy decisions. It's not the kids. The kids just want to play. When I was a kid, I wasn't thinking about big this, big that. I would just want to go outside, play recess, have a good time, be in the sandbox, have a juice box, peanut butter and jelly sandwich. My life is simple. When you're a kid, that's how your life should be. Why are we messing with kids now? Why are we taking away the innocence that we have in the world right now? We're taking away the innocence of a child when a child is like so tiny now, right? When you had innocence, you're like, oh, I was innocent. I felt that innocence, up to 3 years old, up to 5 years old, up to 6 years old, whatever. Now, we're taking away the innocence of kids now because we as adults, not all of us, but some of us are nutty. We're just nuts. And I don't know what made us crazy, but we're crazy. And that's an annoying moment of the week for me, too, is it's like, people are like, what's wrong with kids today? Parents. I mean, listen, some kids have great parents and they still act out. But the chances of a kid acting out when you have a messed up household, when you're not teaching your kids right from wrong, when you're letting your kid do whatever they want, when there's no personal responsibility, when you're afraid of your kid and you don't know how to raise your kid, that's a big time annoying moment of the week for me. Because there's things that have happened this week where people are like defending the child when the child was doing bad things, man. When you waive your right of a lot of things. When you try to hurt another person, you're waiving that like, oh, I'm just a kid doing it, I mean, I've heard stories in this past year of kids, high school kids, trying to kill people. Are you kidding me? We got to sit down and talk about everything now. We can't trust that when a kid is being, oh, they're just a kid. Nah, man. If a kid's trying to kill somebody or stealing something or terrorizing or burglarizing or attacking somebody, listen, if somebody attacks somebody I love, I don't care what age they are. That person deserves to go to jail for the rest of their lives. Better in jail than around us. Because you don't put up with that stuff. I mean, you got to be, and I'm not saying that, I mean, like, you protect your family. You protect your family. What are we in today's world if we don't have law and order? There's people out there, oh, screw law. Law never stood by me. I hate law. Well, we need it. You need it. You don't destroy a system that protects. You work on it. You make it better, right? When your house has a leak in one room, you don't bulldoze your house. You fix the leak. So this whole like, hey, there's a problem with law and order. Let's bulldoze the whole thing and have anarchy. That makes no sense. You're going to knock the whole house down because there's a leak? You fix the leak. I don't know what we're doing as human beings today, where we're just like weird, man. Like, we don't make sense. There's people out there where you're like, who raised you? Like, what did you learn? Were you by a chemical plant when you were growing up? Did, like, stuff get in your brain? Did you drink water that had lead in it? I mean, some people's ideas of this world are just wacky. You know, Willy Wonka's coming out with a prequel movie, and making bubble gum that makes you float makes more sense than a lot of stuff that I've seen in actual society. It makes you sit here and say, what are we all doing right now, right? So that's an annoying moment of the week for me, because we as individuals need to be better, and then we as a group need to be better. But and what I'm trying to figure out for the life of me is, of all these weird rules and things that I see now that people are doing, I'm wondering, like, why didn't anybody stop it? Like, why didn't anybody go, yo, this is weird, right? I mean, we're in a place in society now where it's like, if you want to go to school and you want to put, if you want to go to school with a raw turkey on your head, which is what was in that episode of Friends, right? If you want to go to school with a raw turkey on your head, you have the right to do it. Put a raw turkey on your head and walk around banging the walls. It's your right. It's weird. You know? And people now, when you say something's weird, what do they say? Define weird, Dan. I mean, some things are weird. You know? Some things are weird. If you went by somebody on the road that was driving with their feet, you'd be like, let me get away from that car. But there's people in today's world that are like, maybe feet are the new handstand. And it's like, no, they're not. No, they're not. And, you know, I mean, it's, you know, I try to surround myself with good people, smart people, intelligent people, kind people, because there's some weird people in today's world. There's some weird people in today's world. They just don't make no sense. My parents raised me. It wasn't difficult. It was simple. I'm not saying raising a child isn't difficult. I'm saying the stuff was simple. Don't steal. Don't murder. Don't attack people. Don't make fun of people. Don't do to somebody you wouldn't want done to you. Be respectful. Be on time. Be kind. Be hospitable. Open your door to people. You know, treat people the way you think God would treat people. Pray. Breathe. Believe in yourself. Be willing to learn. You're not always right. All this stuff that, like, grown adults don't get. You meet somebody in their 40s right now, and they're like, I'm right all the time. I've never done anything wrong my whole life. Everybody's thought I was perfect the whole time. I met somebody 39 years old in the dating world. Met somebody 39 years old. She told me that after nitpicking me and just getting on me about everything and saying some racist stuff and saying some prejudice stuff and some really rude stuff, I said to her, why do you talk to people like this? She's like, nobody I've ever dated ever has ever had a problem with me dating anybody, and no one's ever thought that I was mean. Nobody I've ever dated has ever had a problem with the way I talk, and no one has ever said I was mean about anything. Really, dude? You're either pathologically lying. There's no way that you saying all this stuff to me, nobody you dated said, yo, I don't appreciate you talking to me like that. So I'm just like, you know, was there something that people bought in stores that just, like, messed with them? Was there, like, a certain drink, right? Like, when I was drinking Kool-Aid Bursts, were you drinking, like, the knockoff Kool-Aid Burst that had, I don't know, windshield wiper fluid in it? And after a couple of years of drinking that windshield wiper fluid, you think that you're a leopard with wings and nobody's ever thought you were wrong about anything? I mean, I try to understand where people are coming from. But some people have come from Chernobyl and they were exposed to radiation. Like, that's what it feels like. And not to make fun of anybody that was actually there to get away from it. I'm just saying something happened in the brains of some of these people, you know? The same people that would tell you, oh, yeah, those people that thought that Halley's Comet was a UFO and they all killed themselves, you know, because they were in that cult. Well, it's kind of sounds like you're in something when you think like you've never done anything wrong. And just the rules people have today, like the things that people do. What are you for? Anarchy. It's like, really? You don't want any police officers, any firefighters? So if your house is on fire or somebody burglarizes your house and holds a gun to your head at 3 o'clock in the morning, you're cool not having cops. Guess what you're going to scream for the moment that happens? It ain't going to be a flying elephant. It's going to be a cop. And if your house is on fire, well, we don't need firefighters. Meow. It's like, you know, well, I'll do it myself. Really, bro? You could put the fire out by yourself? Okay. Like, and that's the thing. It's not kids. There's just stupid adults in today's America that must have been eating bars of soap growing up. I mean, I don't know what it is, but it's just wacky. You know, I know some really great people, and I know some other people that I don't even want to turn and look in my direction so that they can remember my face. No, don't remember my face. No, keep walking. Go in that direction. Crazy person. You know, I mean, some people are crazy. We joke around about crazy people. You know, what do people say? Oh, people that stand on street corners talking to themselves are crazy. Nah, there's some crazy people. There are crazy people that wear suits and dresses to work. Crazy doesn't always show you that it's crazy. That's how good it got. That's how good crazy got. Crazy was like, man, I'm going to stand on a subway and say some really weird stuff and have a full-blown conversation and punch myself in the face on the subway. That was crazy back in the day. Crazy now wears a suit, drives a nice car, speaks eloquently. We don't know who crazy is all the time now. You got to listen to find crazy. Because the problem with America is crazy got smart. And crazy started shaving. And crazy started putting on nice clothes. And freshening their breath and putting deodorant on. Now in order to find crazy, you got to pay attention. So we'll take a step aside for a fast break. But I'm going to say this right now. Crazy, best get away from me. Best get away from everybody. Go somewhere else. If you're crazy, that's fine. Do you, boo. You got the right to live your life in a padded room. Just over there somewhere. Knock it off. It's like the same people who go, the Joker's not bad. He's just misunderstood. Nope. So that's too much. So simplify your life, folks. Simplify your life. Stop making it so complicated, right? Just be a nice person. Be kind to people. And if you got to get in the lane that somebody is, if you're in a lane that somebody's trying to get in, to bring it all full circle, if you're trying to get in a lane, right? To the people out there that are blocking the lane that someone's trying to get in just so you can go into the other lane because you don't even have to be in the one that you're blocking people from. Just common courtesy, man. Stop eating bars of soap. When you go in the shower at a hotel, the soap doesn't say don't eat it. And apparently it should. There are some adults out there that have to be told, don't eat bars of soap. And don't sleep with your head inside of the pillowcase. I mean, it's just some people need to be told things. Apparently we haven't made life clear enough. Coffee is hot. Soap is not edible. I don't know. Well, apparently we have to say more, right, than what we have been saying. Because some people need more direction. Bless their heart. We'll take a step aside for a fast break. When we come back, we'll have lead, learn, evolve, and live and deliver right after this. This has been the Annoying Moment of the Week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt.
Carvel DeWitt, it's what happy tastes like. Do you know why? Because we make ice cream. Creamy, rich, flavorful ice cream. Not yogurt or iced milk like some of our competitors. Ice cream. Fresh, by hand, daily. For the calorie conscious, we have something new for you. Our new Carvelite. Same great flavor, creaminess, and texture of our regular ice cream with only 35 calories an ounce. So whether you want an ice cream cake, flying saucer, dasher, carvalanche, hard or soft ice cream, we will satisfy your craving with our fresh, handmade regular or new Carvelite ice cream. Carvel DeWitt. It's what happy tastes like.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant.
GG Cards and Breaks. Like, comment, subscribe.
GG Cards and Breaks, 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York, is your place for the sports card hobby. Same hobby, new memories. Make them at GG Cards and Breaks, Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Sundays from 10 to 5 with singles, packs, as well as boxes, graded cards, new things coming in daily, weekly. You definitely have to get over to GG Cards and Breaks for all of your sports card needs. They have soccer cards, hockey cards, baseball, basketball, football, as well as Pokemon and more. And they have all of the things that you need for your cards, right? They have your top loaders, your sleeves, all different types, for booklets, for everything. So protecting your cards and getting all of the supplies that you need to be a sports card collector and to be able to put your cards in safe places, GG Cards and Breaks has you covered. They also are the only place that I know that has every MLB, NBA, and NFL team box there for you to sift through and find the potential steal of the day. So make sure you get out to GG Cards and Breaks and find those awesome cards. That's the beauty of it, right? You open up a pack, a box, you never know what you're going to find. And then when you go into those team boxes, you also never know what you're going to find and stumble across some really awesome things. So GG Cards and Breaks, same hobby, new memories. Have them today at 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York, right off of Teal Avenue. With that being said, back here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. I'm proud to be here with you, happy to be here with you every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and it's time for us to jump into Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver. Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver, proudly presented by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, led by our fearless leader, Jimmer Sikowski, who I love and appreciate you, brother, so very much. And with this today, our topic for Lead, keeping your word. We can all be better with this. Keeping your word. Floyd Little told me a long time ago, if you don't keep your word, you have no value. Your word is the most expensive thing you own, most valuable thing you own. If you don't keep it, you don't have value. Your word is your bond, and you must keep it. And that, to me, is incredibly important. To keep your bond. To keep that word that you give. Have I always kept my word? No. Do I feel that? 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. See, on my show, I'm willing to talk about the things that I do well and the things that I don't. Because in society today, we are quick to attack others and slow to apologize for anything we do. And slow, we are quick to attack others and slow to apologize when we do something wrong. And a lot of times it's hypocritical. A lot of times it's hypocritical. Where we yell at somebody, we get mad at somebody, we publicly degrade somebody when we're sitting there in our heads going, yeah, we do the same thing. I do the same thing. I did the same thing 5 minutes ago. Right? If you point the finger at somebody else who stole, who's going to think that you stole? Keeping our word. Right? When you say you're going to be on time, you need to be on time. I am terrible at that. I get better, and then I go back to being terrible. I have to be on time. I have to be on time. And why would I admit to doing anything wrong? Because God is watching. I'm not going to sit here and talk about keeping your word and act like I'm perfect. I'm not perfect. And the thing is, none of us are perfect. But you can try to be the best that you can possibly be. You know, it's not good enough to just keep screwing up and go, well, I'm not perfect. And that's not something that comes out of my mouth. When I screw up, I'm not sitting here going, well, I'm not perfect. I'm sitting here going, I shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have said that. See, when you don't keep your word, people don't trust you. And when people don't trust you, you can't really get far in life. So when you say I'm going to be there at 8 o'clock, you should be there at 7:55. I'll get there at 8:15. I have to do better. There's people that have given me their word in history, and they haven't kept it. There's people that have given you their word, and they haven't kept it. And it hurts, no? Right? That hurts. It hurts when somebody says, I'm going to be there, and they're not. They don't show up. Why do you think I don't like dating in today's America? Why do you think I'm not a fan of it? Do you know how many people have lied to me? Do you know how many people have sought to waste my time? I don't remember the number. You know? So many people flake out and don't do what they say they're going to do. Do you know how many times I talk to a total stranger, right? Get to know each other. And they say, oh yeah, we're going to meet. Ba, 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 ba. I started making plans every time a girl said we were going to go out on our first date. Because I expected them to flake out. So I started making plans. Because I didn't want to sit at home hoping for something that wasn't going to happen. And the last time that happened, I made plans to hang out with my buddy. And I was like, yeah, I'm supposed to be on a date tonight, but I bet you it's not going to happen. And sure enough, an hour or two before, it was like, hey, you know, I was just thinking about it, and I don't know. And I was just like, well, par for the course. Par for the course. You know, we shouldn't be in positions where we anticipate and expect people to let us down. That's not that's not a great place to be in, and it's not a great feeling to have when you're just under that notion of like, yeah, I don't trust this person's word. But in order for a word to be trusted, it has to be kept. Right? Why do people not show up? Why do I have business owners that I know that went through hours and hours and days and weeks of training people and interviewing people for jobs, then gave them the job, and the person never showed up to the job? First day on the job, never came, never called back, never nothing. How does that happen? Right? Because people want to make fun of people. Oh, well, they didn't show up to the job because your company sucks. Oh, they didn't show up to the date because you're ugly and stupid and they didn't want to be around you. They found better. They probably didn't show up because they found better. No. People don't show up because some people out there are not living life with God at the forefront. Some people that give their word don't keep it because they've never been taught to. Or somewhere along the way, they thought, hey, I'm never going to get in trouble for not keeping my word, so I'm not going to keep it. Who's going to stop me? That's how some people live their lives. Who's going to stop me? I'm going to do whatever I want till somebody stops me. Nobody stopped me yet, so I'm going to keep doing what I want. And that is a dangerous way to live life. Because eventually, something catches up. Something will catch up. Then all of a sudden they'll tap on the shoulder. What's up? I'm not standing for you doing X, Y, and Z like other people are. Right? That happens. We meet somebody that says enough is enough. And why wait until that moment? Why wait until the moment where you upset the wrong person? Why wait for that? That's not a good time. Because at that time, it's too late. Right? I cheat on all my girlfriends. Who's going to stop me? Then one day, you cheat on the love of your life. And they say, it's over. And you say, why? And they say, you know why. And they walk away forever. And now you're hurt. And you're forced to look back upon your history and think, wow, I'm mad at what was done to me, but I did this to so many other people. See, life is cyclical. What you give is eventually what you get. And that is not me wishing bad on people. It's the truth. When you give poop for a gift, eventually there's poop on your doorstep. Because not everybody's going to take your poop. Some people are going to give it right back to you. Just because somebody wraps up poop and makes it look pretty doesn't mean it's still not poop when you open the box. And if it's poop when you open the box, somebody's going to say, just because somebody gives you a gift doesn't mean you have to accept it. You don't have to accept a gift because somebody somebody hands you a gift, hands you something pretty and nice. Woo! Somebody gave me a gift. You don't have to accept it. You don't have to accept the gift. The gift that God gave you, life, yeah, accept that. That comes from God. That's a perfect being. Human beings, flawed. If somebody hands you gift-wrapped poop, you don't have to keep it. Just because somebody put it in a nice box with a bow on it. It's still poop at the end of the day, right? So you don't have to keep it. You don't have to say, ooh, I wanted poop for my birthday. Thank you so much for remembering what I needed. No. You don't have to keep it. We that are nice get taken advantage of. We also get appreciated, right? When you're a nice person, when you strive to be nice to everybody, people love you. And people take advantage of you. So two sides of it. When you're a mean person, a lot of people don't like you. Maybe people don't take advantage of you as much because they're afraid. But when you're a nice person, people take advantage of you. When you're a mean person, people still try to take advantage of you. Maybe they're a little afraid of you, but people will always try to take advantage of you. Would you rather be a nice person or a mean person? Well, Dan, I'd rather be a mean person. Then they'd be afraid of me. Really, though? You'd rather be a mean person with a dirty soul? Why would you not want to be nice? See, this is what we lose in the conversation of life. We want so badly to get back at the people that hurt us. What is that going to do? It's going to make you a mean person. Well, that person gave me poop for a gift, so I'm going to give another person poop for a gift. And all that ends up doing is making the whole world smell really, really bad. Look at the country now. There's a lot of people out there going, I don't want the poop, I'm going to hand it to somebody else. Instead of handing it back to the person that gave it to you, you hand it to a totally innocent bystander. Now that innocent bystander is like, why'd somebody give me poop? I don't want the poop. Then that poop. And then after a while, everybody ends up smelling bad. Why? Well, if they didn't keep their word to me, then I don't need to keep my word. If they didn't do right by me, then I don't need to do right by the next person. Right? You can pay it forward. You can also pay it backward. What do I mean? Well, when you pay something good forward, I call it paying forward. When you do something good for somebody, right? Someone does something nice for you. You do something nice for somebody else. You pay it forward. When you pay it backward, what do I mean by that? I'm saying you're living life backwards. When you pay it backward, you take something nasty that somebody did to you, you do something nasty to somebody else, because that makes society fall backward. Society doesn't move forward with negativity. Society doesn't move forward with pessimism and neglect and hate and doing the wrong thing. Society moves backwards. When you pay somebody with something negative, you're paying them backward, right? You're falling backward. You're stooping down to the level of the person that handed you the poop in a gift wrap box. Now you're doing it. Society changes when the poop keeps getting passed, and then it gets to somebody and somebody goes, I'm going to throw this in the trash. I'm going to throw this in the trash, right? Or I'm just going to hand it back. No, I don't want this. You gave this to me, you can have it. You can keep it. Right? Because what we need to do is keep our word. Keep your word. And when I'm saying handing something back, I'm not saying eye for an eye. I'm saying when somebody brings you their nasty, just, hey, no, you know what? I'm not going to be nasty to you. You can keep your nasty, or I'm going to throw it in the garbage, right? Just throw it in the garbage. But what I mean by giving it back is not eye for an eye. When I say hand the box of poop back to the person that gave it to you, I'm saying they're trying to take all their nasty and put it on you. No. You got to work through this yourself. You keep that for yourself. That's yours, right? Somebody's driving a lemon car and they try to give it to you. No, you keep the car. You know it's a lemon. It's your job to get rid of the car. If you get rid of the car for them, then they're not learning anything. See, people have to learn that they can't keep passing boxes of poop. So you give it back to them. Now all of a sudden, nobody's ever given me back the poop before. Nobody's ever told me I can't abuse the heck out of them and bother them and terrorize them. So now I got to sit here and smell it in my house all the time. Wow, this poop smells bad. I never smelled it because I always get it and then pass it as soon as I get it. Now that somebody gave it back to me, I don't like the way my house smells. Maybe at that point, they'll learn something. Woo! Remember that? Remember when people used to learn something? Remember when schools used to teach something and not have to deal with all this craziness that's going on? Of these parents calling every 5 seconds, my child is being treated poorly. Meow, meow, meow. No, my child didn't get an A. I think they should have an A. I'm going to stay on the phone until you give it to them, and I'm going to be a nuisance. It's like, get off the phone and let your kid learn. If your kid is in social studies class, and the only thing that they think they've learned is that Hitler was a hippopotamus, they didn't learn it right. F. F. Hitler is not a hippopotamus. Well, Dan, in their mind, maybe Hitler is the hippopotamus. No. If I was a teacher right now, I'd be kicking so many adults out of my room. Are you kidding me right now? Be kicking out everybody. Your child wrote that Hitler was a hippopotamus. They got an F. Okay? Child could have literally wrote any of the million things that I taught them about Hitler, and they wrote hippopotamus. So, they failed. Because your child's got to learn that when they don't get it right, they have to learn. What do you do with people when you have school and they say 1 + 1 is 2, 1 + 1 is 3, 1 + 1 is 7, 1 + 1 is apple, 1 + 1 is airplane, 1 + 1 is dirt, and you give everybody an A. Then the kid that knows that 1 + 1 is 2, because everybody else, right? That's what they were taught. But then their parents are like, no, it's whatever you want it to be. 1 + 1 is 2. That kid that got the A and earned the A, well, that kid might say, screw it. 1 + 1 is orange to me now because they saw everybody else get away with it. See, that's the thing. That's the thing. Is that in our society today, we're not teaching what's right and wrong. We're teaching that you can decide what's right and wrong. So why does anybody have to keep their word in society? If every time you break it, you could just go, oh, well, I misinterpreted it, or I thought that blah, 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 you know? I didn't cheat on you. You just didn't know that I want to have 5 girlfriends, and I made that decision in a silo by myself yesterday, and I didn't tell you because I don't have to because everybody's right all the time. No. No. You know what I would tell my child if they were dating somebody and the person said, I don't want to put labels on it. I don't want to call you my boyfriend. I just want you to be in my life. You know what I'd tell them? Run from that person. You want to know why? Because they're going to cheat on you. Well, how do you know they're going to cheat on me, Dad? Because anybody who doesn't want to put a label on your relationship is so that they don't have to deal with the repercussions of messing that relationship up. Think about that. Why would somebody, if someone's your boyfriend or your girlfriend, why would they not want to put a label on it? You don't put a label on it so that when you break it, it doesn't feel as bad. Well, I didn't break anything because there wasn't anything to break. Right? I set myself up that when I sin in the future, you can't say anything to me because I didn't put a label on it. Run. People who do not commit to do a job, to be in a relationship, keep your word. It's not hard. Keep your word. And you say, Dan, it is hard to keep your word sometimes. What if you get in a car accident? How are you supposed to be there on time? Well, that's an extenuating circumstance. See, people want to live life where they want to take something like keeping your word and they want to find every excuse that they don't have to keep it. And what they're really telling you there is that they had no interest in keeping their word in the first place because they're looking for the first loophole to it. Somebody who wants to keep their word and do right by people is not going to look for every way to mess it up. They're not going to nitpick. They're just going to do it. My friends that are in my life still to today, why are they in my life? Because they kept their word. The ones that aren't, they know what they did. They didn't keep their word. They didn't stick by. They weren't there. They didn't treat me the way that they wanted to be treated. They handed me a gift-wrapped box full of poop. And I told them, nah, bro, you can keep it. Your word is what people know you as. You can't stand in front of somebody every second of the day in most cases, right? Unless you're handcuffed to somebody, there's a time where you're going to have to walk away, right? You could be locked in a house together, but eventually you're not all in the same room. You got to go to the bathroom. They're making pancakes. You can't be in front of somebody every second, but you know what is in front of somebody every second? Your word. When you step out the room, what do they remember? Your word. What you said to them. That's what lasts. When you walk out of a room, your word stays. It lingers. It lives in rooms you're not in. So when you don't keep it, It doesn't matter what you do when you're not there or there. When you don't keep your word, that stays. It lingers. When you keep your word, it stays. It lingers. When you keep your word, people feel good about you when you're not around and when you are around. When you don't keep your word, people don't feel good about you the second you walk out the door, and probably when you're standing right in front of their face at a certain point. I've been in relationships where a girl's talking to me who hasn't kept her word, hasn't kept her word, hasn't kept her word. She could be standing in front of me with a hand on a Bible saying, I'm going to keep my word from here on out. No, you're not. I've seen enough. You don't even have to leave the room for me to know what this linger feels like. I have not always been good at this. I haven't been good at it yesterday. But I am dedicated to keeping my word and being better at it. And I hope that you are too, because your word lingers in rooms when you leave. Your word lives in rooms that you're not in. And if you think about that, maybe it'll matter to you. I hope it does. We'll take a step aside for a fast break, and we'll come back with the Top Dog of the Week announcement, proudly presented by Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding of East Syracuse.
Hi, this is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the whole frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory remind us that every day is worth celebrating. Find them at 201 Old 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Open Monday through Saturday in-store and all the time online at maandpaspopcorn.com. Serving our Central New York community and beyond, you can order all throughout the country at maandpaspopcorn.com. And remember to get your tins, which have in-store half-price refills forever. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, available to you for fundraising and all of your events by calling 315-450-6272. That's 315-450-6272. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you?
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. I kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand bread our chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have in any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville Bees. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you.
I'm George Townsend of Honda City with some good advice when buying a new car. The true cost of owning a new car is determined by the appraised value when you trade it. No vehicle appraises higher than a Honda. Next, look for low APRs and deep discounts. You also want low maintenance costs and great fuel economy. That's why my advice to you is to buy a new Honda. Looking pre-owned, visit our Honda Certified Used Car Center. Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard, Liverpool, or HondaCity-CNY.com.
It would be a pity if you don't shop at Honda City.
Our corporate purpose at Chick-fil-A is to glorify God by being faithful stewards of all that's entrusted to us and to positively influence all those who come in contact with Chick-fil-A. And what became increasingly clear from our success in Cicero is that people love Chick-fil-A. And also I think we recognized that, we had a great opportunity to grow the brand and grow our platform. I felt incredibly grateful when I was selected to be a Chick-fil-A operator. I think what it's meant for me, what I've come to realize on a very deep level is that this is a calling for me. It's not a career. It's not a job. The Lord called me to be a Chick-fil-A operator and to use these restaurants to glorify Him and to positively influence other people. I'm blessed. I'm very blessed.
Head to Chick-fil-A Clay on 3974 State Route 31 in Liverpool, New York. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. Happy to be here with you every TGIF and every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Facebook.com/WakeUpCallDT, YouTube.com/WakeUpCallDT, and on WakeUpCallDT.podbean.com. So wherever you are in the world, happy to be here with you and always appreciate the time that we get to spend together every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and of course beyond that in our special broadcasts that we do like we did this week with toppings and touchdowns at Pizza Man Pub on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville, New York. Make sure you go back and watch all of our Toppings and Touchdowns inaugural episode pieces by going to youtube.com/WakeUpCallDT and clicking subscribe. You can also find it on our social media at WakeUpCallDT on Facebook, at CallDT on Twitter, and at WakeUpCall_DT on Instagram. So make sure you connect with us there today in all those places. Make sure you follow and subscribe wherever you go on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and we appreciate that so very much. I can't thank you enough for that. So with that being said here, our top dog of the week cannot come to you without the help of Miss Lily. Top dog of the week proudly presented by Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding, both in East Syracuse. Our top dog of the week this week, folks. My top dog of the week are all of our people that run toward and not away from calamity, chaos, confusion, stress, and tough situations. Yesterday, I saw a fire truck fly down the street so fast. And I thought to myself, wherever they're going with a purpose. And if they're going that fast with a purpose, I just hope that everybody's okay. I hope that wherever they're going, there will be healing. No one's life will be lost. Nobody will have long-term things going on in a bad way, and hopefully not any short-term pain either. And if it is short-term pain, then it's as short as possible as they heal and get better. See, those that give their lives and put their lives on the line, that's why it makes me sad when I hear people or see things about people hating cops. you know, making fun of this, making fun of that, first responders, firefighters. See, the thing that people don't understand is when someone responds to a scene, whoever they are, an EMT, a firefighter, a police officer, a sheriff, a trooper, they don't know what they're getting into. Right? You could be going to save a life because you got a call to be at this street at this time, right? And you get there, and there's a gang there that says if you save the life of this person, we're going to kill you and your family. Do you ever think about that when an ambulance driver is flying down the road? Do you ever think that they could be going somewhere where saving a life could threaten their own? You don't think that, right? Why would you think that? But they have to think that. When you're a cop and you're called to a phony house call because someone is luring you in to torture you and kill you because they don't like police officers, when you signed up to be in the academy, did you ever think you'd be lured on a fake call to have someone torture you? No. When you're a firefighter and you're trying to put out a fire in a building, did you ever stop and think when you were going through training that the person that set the fire is the actual business owner because they're a crook? And now they put everybody's life on the line and all of their employees' lives on the line just to make some money back because they have a gambling problem? Did you think about that when you were starting out? Probably not. All the people that helped patients that had COVID, did you sign up for a pandemic? Then in order to save the lives of others, you had to sleep in your garage for months, a year. You couldn't go near your family. You had to come home, take all your clothes off at the door, run up and take a shower and hope to God that no germs were going to linger from the front doorstep to the shower. Or that one time that you came home and you had a long day and 8 months into taking off all your clothes, running up and taking a shower, that moment you decided to hug your daughter or your son, and then you freaked out thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, what if I gave them COVID? Or the time that you went over to your family's house on a holiday, you didn't even hug your parent, you didn't even go near your parent, but you just wanted to see them for the holiday, and you left the house and 2 days later they had COVID? And you think about everybody now that's going to be taking care of them. Or you have to put your family in a nursing home or an assisted living, and you think that those people are there to take care of them, and they end up abusing them sexually, mentally, emotionally, verbally. See, first responders and caregivers, the good ones, don't need to be lumped in with the bad ones. Right? A good pilot and a drunk pilot should not be treated the same. A teacher who teaches and a teacher who is trying to spoil the minds of children through confusion and spreading their own propaganda is not a good teacher and shouldn't be compared to the teachers that I had growing up that taught me right from wrong, that to this day I still think about and still reach out to. Shout out Mrs. Kuno and Mrs. Jax and Miss Goulet and Mr. D. My Feeny, my fee-he-he-he-nay. See, the top dogs of the week are the people that take care of us, even if it means putting everything on the line for them. And when I see a fire truck fly by like that, that job is serious. By the way, folks, get out of the way. Get out of the way. Who raised you? Who raised you? And if good people raised you, where did you lose your mind? That when a fire truck, a police officer, a sheriff, a trooper, an ambulance is coming down the street, you keep driving. Because you got to get your hot dog at noon, because if I don't get it by noon, it's not half price. Get out of the way. Because the split second that you didn't get out of the way, guess what? That person's death could be because you didn't get out the way. You want to live with that? The fact that you blocked an ambulance because you had to get to where you were going, because you had to be selfish, you cost somebody's life. Can you live with that? Can you put that through your head? Stop and think about other people. Stop and think about common courtesy and care. It's not all about you. Gosh, we're all trying to get up in the front row. We don't care if we got to step on heads to get there. Stop. Think. Because those first responders, those people that are putting their lives on the line every day, my top dogs of the week, you need to get out of their way. Because they live a daily life where they have to see death, destruction, calamity, chaos, pain, suffering. They've dedicated their lives to helping others. And that comes with a price sometimes. And that's why they're my top dogs of the week. Because they are willing to put it all out there. Knowing it could affect them, it could affect their family. When a cop goes to work, there's a chance every single day that cop doesn't come home. When they pick up their hat and they kiss their significant other and they hug their kids and they kiss their kids and they say, I love you, babe. I love you, boo. I love you, my heart. There's a chance that they step out that door and they never come back. The child of a police officer lives every day with the reality that my mom, my dad might not come home today. And you would say, well, Dan, we all live with that. We could all go at any time. Yeah, but police officers and sheriffs and troopers and firefighters and first responders and EMTs, their lives are on the line in a different way every day. Because they're running into it. We're not all running into burning buildings every day. Yeah, any one of us could leave the house today and not come back. That's why you should live every moment to the fullest and love the people that you love and let them know that constantly. Any of us could go at any given time. But the chances of going when you're running into a fire are a lot higher than you sitting and eating a tuna sandwich today at a cafe. Okay? That's what I mean. These people put their lives on the line every single day. They get yelled at, sworn at. They turn there's a police officer somewhere in the world that saved somebody's life yesterday, turned on the news today and saw defund the police. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine putting your life on the line at a job, saving someone's life, coming home to your family, and having some stranger somewhere say, I hate cops, I had a bad experience with cops, I don't think there should ever be a cop ever again. And you just woke up with a smile on your face saying, that woman got to return home today because I was there at the right time and I could help her get home. And you turn on the news and it says defund the police. There's all these jokes out there about crooked lawyers. My dad's a lawyer. My dad was a lawyer for over 4 decades before retiring. My dad helped people who didn't have a voice. He prosecuted criminals and tried to make the world a safer place. And he's got to turn on stuff all the time here. And lawyers aren't this, lawyers aren't that. Lawyers are pieces of crap. Lawyers lie to you. They're crooked. They're snakes. You can't trust any single one of them. And my dad spent over 40 years building trust and trying to help people. How do you think my dad feels when he sees that stuff? So today, being unlike a lot of the media out there, I'm going to honor police officers, sheriffs, troopers, firefighters, ambulance drivers, EMTs, doctors, nurses, anestheticians, everybody that puts their life on the line every single day to protect us, to help us, and to serve the greater good. There may be bad eggs, but there's bad teachers. Do we want to defund teaching? There's bad pilots. Do we want to defund airlines? There's bad broadcasters that lie all the time. and treat other people like garbage? Do we want to defund the media? You don't punish the good because of the bad. You lift up the good and you do your best to seek out where the bad is and remove it positively and as well as you can. When you have a splinter in your finger, you don't cut off the finger that the splinter's in and then cut off your whole hand. You pull the splinter out. It's amazing how there's so many analogies out there, yet people are on blanket policies in America today. If there's one bad person in a bunch, they're a splinter. You don't cut the fingers off. You don't cut your hand off so that you don't, oh, well, I don't want to have to deal with a splinter in my left hand anymore, so I'll just cut my left hand off because then there can't be a splinter in my left hand because I don't have a left hand. No, you take the splinter out. So I'm here today to honor, support, and love all of our good people that do good things that put their lives on the line every single day. I love you. I appreciate you. And I thank you for keeping my family safe. God bless y'all. You're our top dogs of this week and every week. Because very few of us are willing to run toward the fire, toward the gunshots, toward the calamity, and toward the chaos. And because some of us in this world do, all of us have a chance of being safe. Thank you. Top dogs of the week: Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding of East Syracuse. Get in touch with the daycare today at 315-437-7110 and the campground at 315-299-4013. You can find out more information of Canine Camp Dog Daycare by going to K-9KAMP.com, and the campground, more information on dog boarding by going to K9KAMPground.com. We'll be back after this fast break with our two-part series with the Bobcats.
Carvel DeWitt, it's what happy tastes like. Do you know why? Because we make ice cream. Creamy, rich, flavorful ice cream. Not yogurt or iced milk like some of our competitors. Ice cream. Fresh, by hand, daily. For the calorie conscious, we have something new for you. Our new Carvelite. Same great flavor, creaminess, and texture of our regular ice cream with only 35 calories an ounce. So whether you want an ice cream cake, flying saucer, dasher, carvalanche, hard or soft ice cream, we will satisfy your craving with our fresh, handmade regular or new Carvelite ice cream. Carvel DeWitt. It's what happy tastes like.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant.
GG Cards and Breaks. Like, comment, subscribe.
GG Cards and Breaks, located on 639 Delmar Place, right off of Teal Avenue in Syracuse, New York, is your home for all your sports card collecting needs. They have all the supplies that you need for your sports cards that you already have, and plenty of sports cards to add to your collection with singles, packs, boxes, as well as graded cards and boxes of every NFL, NBA, and MLB team on a wall right there for you to sift through and find your favorite players and favorite team members with awesome inserts that you don't want to miss going through. So spend some time at GG Cards and Breaks today, as there is something for everyone to find in a place that appreciates the hobby, cares about the community, and is truly unique in the best of ways. Open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Sundays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Here to a very special Bobcat Buzz, as you know, in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with the Bryant and Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse, exclusively here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora and through Dan Tortora Broadcast Media. We have the opportunity to bring you student athletes, coaches, and administration from here on James Street in Syracuse with the Bobcats of Bryant and Stratton College of Syracuse. So it is my honor and privilege as you see the hardware, and trust me, folks, there's plenty off screen as well. So we have national champions in 2019, 2021. Obviously in 2020, there wasn't anything due to COVID. So 2019, 2021, we have another championship here. That's a little bit of the OG that's sitting right here in the center. And I'm here with head coach and athletic director at Bryant and Stratton College of Syracuse, Nick Dimitrievski. We're also here with GNeh-Kewon, Mark Dahn III, and Shawn Altidor has come back. So apparently you're a popular person to have here on the broadcast of Bobcat Buzz, who's back again. Gentlemen, welcome. And of course, I'm Dan Tortora of Wake Up Call. Welcome back to the show, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate having you here. GNeh-Kewon, you're the first, this is the first time you've ever been on the show for the Bobcat Buzz. So we're going to start with you. Before we get into rapid fire, why did you choose to come to Bryant and Stratton?
Personally, it was a great opportunity to come, play college ball. I didn't have anywhere else to go at the time, so this was a great opportunity. And the coach, he laid it out. 2 championships, can't beat that. So.
And where are you from originally?
Originally, I'm from Pensacola, Florida, but my family were from West Africa, Liberia. I was the only one in my family that was born here in the States.
Only one born in the States?
Yeah.
And the rest of the family born in Liberia?
Yes, sir.
Have you been back to Liberia? Have you gone to visit?
Yeah, I go on a visit. I go back and forth during the summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's it like there? How would you describe it?
It's beautiful, beaches, the culture, Africa, So I can't wait to go back, honestly.
So I was told by someone who was coming from, I think, the western part of Africa. They had said to me, most of what you see on the news about Africa, when they say this place is bad, it's probably good, and when they say this one's good, it's probably bad.
Vice versa.
So how would you describe what you typically see compared to experiencing Africa for yourself?
Honestly, it's a great experience because, like I said, the culture is very different, but it's also welcoming at the same time. As far as family and friends, just welcoming. Even though, like, my first time there, no one has ever met me before. The first time I arrived, and they were just welcoming and loved me like I was there all along. So,
do you want to expand a little bit so the people get to know you and your family, like what your father's got going on there, what you told me, which I think is really profound?
My dad, he is senior. He's actually GNeh-Kewon, Mark Dahn the first, and then the second. It goes down. But anyway, my dad, he has a ministry in Liberia. We have a school, and we have two orphanages, and we have a clinic that we just finished, and just trying to get the second one underway. That's what we got going on in the capital of Liberia, which is Monrovia. So.
You said that as if it was like a small task to achieve.
It took some time before.
Clinics and orphanages and all this. I mean, obviously your family's paying it forward.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you to see what your father has done?
It means a lot. As a kid, you don't really see it as much because, you're a child. But as you get older, you see how much especially for me, my dad, what he went through to come here and to establish what he has. Thank God for all the hard work and, just hard work and preservation, just going at it, not quitting. So that's what he's my biggest role model for sure. Pops.
And what's Dad? And Dad, you said is the first, right?
Yeah. No,
I lied.
Second.
He's the second.
Yes.
Grandpa's the first.
Yeah, Grandpa's the first.
Okay. Shawn, welcome back.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good. You?
Doing well. I feel like the haircut has advanced. There's something about the hair now. I feel like it's more of a fresh cut now.
Yeah.
I don't know. What is there? What's changed in a year for Shawn Altidor?
Well, first of all, you didn't address him correctly. It's National Player of the Year, Shawn Altidor.
Oh, okay, all right. I didn't know that was your first name. That was the way they were supposed to bring you in here. National Player of the Year, middle name Shawn, last name Altidor.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Well, congratulations first and foremost on that. We were going to expand to that. I don't want to boost your ego too high, first of all. But let's talk about the fresh cut first. I want to talk about the haircut.
So basically, I was just sick and tired of the long hair, and like I always had some short hair during my whole life.
Yeah.
I wanted to change it like last year, but then I realized like I'm getting older, so I need to I get an older look to
Get an older look. Eventually, you just start shaving.
Right.
You just shave it down, which makes me more aerodynamic. I think I like it. So, National Player of the Year. When you hear that, what's the first thing that comes to mind for you?
I want to do it again. I had trying to be like the best. I feel like I almost succeed to get like all the goals during the last season, but we lost at the finals though. So this year I'm trying to do better than I did last year, and Coach Nick is there to help me, and all the guys in my team are here to support each other and stuff like that.
When you get to the final game, and it was kind of unique this year because Maine Fort Kent, for both teams, for the women's team and the men's team, at the end of the road here, when you have that taste in your mouth, Shawn, what does that do for you going into this season, enduring a game that was so close, coming down the wire, and whether you were watching online, following the score online, whether you were there physically, for me, it was nerve-wracking. I remember where I was sitting. I can only imagine what it obviously felt like to be on the field.
Yeah.
But to go back to that feeling, to get to the end, and for Fort Kent to be that team that's typically there these last couple of years, what do you remember of that game, and what has it done for you to give you the fuel for this season?
So what I do remember about this game is the intensity. That was like both team wanted to win so bad, but at the end of the day, there was couple action. Like sometimes when you rewatch the game, or you go on the video and stuff, you like, I could have done better. I could have done this instead of that. And sometimes it's like, you get a little something in your heart. But this year's gonna be better. And mostly, I just want to be the best. That's just the thing I want to do.
Coach, you know what it's like to win a national championship? When you're not winning a national championship, you're right there, like last season, in that place to win a national championship. So we're not used to not playing for it, so to speak. It's either the second best team in the nation or the top team in the nation. I think Bill Belichick owes you a phone call at this point. So when you go through a season like last season, having won in 2019, 2020 no soccer, and then 2021 to win, and 2022 to be right there, I know that every season you want to win, and I know, being around you these last couple of years, that whatever you did the year before doesn't matter once you step onto the field the next season. But what do you take away from last season to build off of to get so close once again?
So we've been in 7 consecutive national championship games, and that's a tribute to all the players. I mean, we've had some big teams, big players. Last year, systematically, we probably had 5-6 guys that got denied visas, and that happens. And we had to figure out to get 5 other guys late in August, and we did a good job to get to the national championship. We lost the penalty kicks, which is amazing. This year, we got everybody we wanted. No hiccups there. And I mean, the team is just loaded. The guys that I got in, they're tremendous. I mean, these 2 big guys are going to wreak havoc. These 2 guys are going to be amongst the best forwards in the country. I don't see anybody stopping them, and they got a great supporting cast. So it's fueled my fire, because we were, in a sense, for lack of a better word, handicapped a little bit, But now we have a full strength team to be able to truly compete. And so far, the preseason has been just phenomenal. I mean, we are playing so fast. You know, Shawn, you know, was the National Player of the Year last year. And, you know, I just see improved stuff, just runs that he wouldn't make last year, he's just making like that. And he's a great role model to the younger guys, including to everyone, and including to Marcus next to, you know, Marcus is just going to be just the perfect complement to Shawn. I mean, no one is going to stop these guys. They're too strong, too fast. Imagine having two Patrick Ewings on your team. You know, they're just too strong. And we got.
They'll forgive you that you said that in Syracuse, but
yeah. So I'm really excited about it, you know, and I mean, they've been working so hard in practice. You know, for the first time in 7 years, we're even trying different little systems here to what's going to be the best situation for us. So
yeah.
We're excited. You know, we open up this weekend. We're really excited about that.
You spoke about little things that you're working on to see what system is best. Are we at any thought of not having the diamond?
Well, I think there's an opportunity because the type of kids we got in, there's more kids at certain positions that can offer us greater strengths.
Yeah.
So I do think we're going to be doing the diamond. I do think we're going to do a different system. I think you're going to see a hybrid of it.
Okay.
But both have worked, to me, phenomenal in practice. So it's exciting. It's exciting to see how it's going to, you know, we can start off with the diamond where it's like, you know, like Tyson, you're going after that knockout punch, and then go back to our stand-up system that we've been working on to finish off the game. So we're excited.
Shawn, how would you describe, coming off of what Coach just said, how would you describe what this team is going to look like on the field systematically?
So this year, like what I saw in the training, I feel like this year the team they got more envy to play. So basically all the guys, they're brand new, fresh legs. You know, last year there was a couple of guys that won the ring once or twice there, so they did it already. They were not really trying to play or something, but this year all the guys are trying to go at it, and the place is not safe. No position is safe, so you got to work for your position.
GNeh-Kewon, for you coming onto this team, how would you describe what the dynamic is on the field of the talent and just also going kind of systematically into it as well?
I would describe it, I mean, just as Coach said, it's like a hybrid. There's so much talent and just honing it together, you know, like we did at practice. When we're on, and we're on fire. So we just gotta be consistent, be persistent on what we're doing, and have a good attitude about it, and just carry it through the whole season.
When you think about this roster and you look at all the guys that you're about to go on this journey with, what are some words that make sense to you to describe this team as a whole? Immaculate. I've never had anybody use that word to describe a team before. Why immaculate?
I'll tell you this, we can show you better than I can tell you.
Okay. If this doesn't get you energized, by the way, you guys, hopefully you could feel this through the screen, but there's an energy that's coming off you right now where there was a point where you had said something and he was just nodding like, yeah, like we're going to be like those dogs this year. I could feel that energy coming from you, and I'm like, I'm not going to look at him right now because you were looking through that wall. And I don't think anybody's going to want to be on the other side of that.
I hope not. And what you don't see from that screen, if these guys are to stand up, 6'3", 6'2", 6'4" guys that are going to wreak some havoc.
Yeah, because that's the thing, like standing at 5'8", that's soccer size, right? That's like my size. I'm like, that's soccer. You guys are coming out here like wide receivers. You play soccer. Shawn, what's a word that you would use?
When I was younger, there was one coach, he always used that word. He said grinta. I think it's a Spanish word, but basically it means like you need to be hungry. Hunger. That's what the team. Sorry, that's what our team got right now. They got hunger. They're trying to learn. They're trying to be better, and that's what I like about this team.
Immaculate, hunger. These are probably my favorite words I've ever heard to describe a team. Coach, what's your word this season?
Opportunist. Opportunist. We really got a really strong team. And, on paper, I don't remember the potential explosiveness that we've had in a while. And this team is so close. This preseason has been phenomenal. So that's what I'm saying. Opportunities. I don't know if they really know how good we really are. Once we gel and have chemistry and figure stuff out, man, it's going to be something really, really special, and it's going to be an incredible ride.
Before we get into rapid fire, where we all get to put each other on the hot seat and have some fun with that, with all of this talent, focus is important, right? Because we've seen teams in any sport feel themselves, get that ego, and on paper they look great, but at the end of the year they don't perform because they've kind of bought into their hype. How do you keep the hype at bay and stay focused on, as good as you believe you are and as good as you very well could be, how do you keep your focus to make sure that you don't lose games due to your ego? And I'll start with you.
For me, my parents have always taught me to be humble. And another thing Coach always said is focus on the next play. Whether it's something good that happened or something bad that happened. Focus on the next play and keep going.
Shawn, for you, how does ego and hype not kind of get this team in a negative way?
I would say for my part, in my head, there's always someone better than you. So if you don't keep working, someone's working behind you, and they're just gonna take your place. So you ain't got no choice but to work, basically.
Coach, you and I have spoken about this, and you've shared it. Going to the championship 7 straight times, winning a bunch of national championships. You have a fire that's pretty clear when people meet you. How do you kind of manage all that and say what you said today? I have a great team, you have all of this talent, you have depth. How do you, at the same time as these student athletes are doing it, keep the focus and not kind of live in this world of, we're the best? Because you can teach, you can obviously teach the positivity and talk about what you believe this team can be and what they're capable of. But to also have that humble, hardworking, as good as we think we are, we still have to go and do everything in practice every single opportunity. How do you keep that at the forefront to say, I believe in this team, and at the same time, we got to stay focused so that we can actually do what we set out to do?
Well, first of all, I think they all keep each other in check. One person is better than the other, so they all have a common goal to keep each other in check. Yeah. Try to keep that humbleness. I really focused on trying to get a hard-working, committed type individual here, like-minded individual. And I think we've done a lot of that. Learning, growing, togetherness, all that is the recipe. And then you see these little successes in practice. You see these little things happen in practice, which, is success. Little skyrockets go off. Okay, we can do this. Now we're going to do this. Now we're getting excited. We're talking about championships. We've got basically a brand new team. Yeah. So I think they're very, I hope they're very excited about the passion that I bring, and what we're trying to do. And not only that, you mentioned something. We've done the diamond for a while, but we're opening to future trends. We're seeing what can we do better with our guys. Yeah. How can we do that? And I think that is probably one of the most important things, is not to be sedentary. What else can you do? How else can you make things? I've already had talks with Marcus, to improve your game with these other guys. How can we do this? And you can see it happen firsthand. So I think it's, they're all buying in, which is the biggest thing, and then you see the little successes at practice.
And with that, we'll take a step aside, and we'll be back with Rapid Fire. It's hot seat time right after this. Avicoli's, located on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, has been your trusted neighbor for decades. Located just steps from Liverpool High School, we're happy to have the Liverpool Warriors on-site, on-location broadcast at Avicoli's through Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora every single month, featuring student athletes, coaches, and administration throughout the year from Liverpool High School. Head out to Avicoli's today on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch, dinner, and drinks. We'd love to see you out there, and of course you can call them at 315-622-5100 for takeout, delivery, and catering. That's 315-622-5100, and also find them on myavicolis.com. That's myavicollis.com. Having peace of mind when you're out of town that your furry-loving friend is safe and sound means taking them to Canine Kampground, because we all know that when it comes to the love of our pets, it goes well beyond the call of duty to make sure they're safe and sound. Right, Lily? So take a ride to 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, New York, and see Canine Kampground and where your dog will be staying in the classic cabin, the executive cabin, the grand cabin, or of course the luxury cabin, because if you know Lily, you know she loves luxury. Now you don't have to wait to the last minute to find a family member or a friend that'll take your dog for a few days. Call Canine Kampground at 315-299-4013. That's 315-299-4013. Their drop-off and pickup times are Monday through Sunday. Check K9Kampground.com for more information. That's the letter K, the number 9, and Kampground spelled with a K.com. K9Kampground.com.
When you're going out of town, bring your dog to Canine Kampground.
PB&J's Lunchbox, the food truck that you love finding all throughout Central and Upstate New York, now has a street-side cafe. So when you're craving their traditional favorites as well as their out-of-box amazing menu items, you can now head to 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. Located just minutes from the highway, the Thruway, Destiny USA, and Onondaga Lake Parkway, PB&J's Lunchbox Street-Side Cafe is there for you Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner all throughout the day. Get breakfast for dinner, dinner for lunch, whatever you fancy, including their award-winning grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Find them at 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. PB&J's Lunchbox, where we love to know what's in your lunchbox. This is a special message from 317 at Montgomery restaurant owner Joel Carpenter. Open Tuesday through Saturday for your dining pleasure on 317 Montgomery Street in Syracuse, New York.
We wanted to be a part of the resurgence of Syracuse. We saw a lot of money being put into bringing people back downtown and thought that, we'd like to be a part of that. I love putting together a good dish where people see it first, they fall in love with it, and then it tastes just as good as it looks. We want to provide the best food in Syracuse that we possibly can, and we want you to leave here talking to your family, your friends about what you had to eat first and foremost, but also our service, and to walk out feeling like you're part of our family. I work out in the front of the house a lot, and I love walking to every single table, asking them how everything is, and people looking at me and smiling and saying, this is the most amazing short rib I've ever had. This is the most amazing filet I've ever had. And Donna is great. Sarah's amazing. Thank you for coming over and talking to us. And then them just being truly happy for the experience that they've gotten.
317 at Montgomery Restaurant, part of the fabric of downtown Syracuse, located on 317 Montgomery Street in Syracuse, New York. Open Tuesday through Saturday for a unique and memorable dining experience. back here on the Bobcat Buzz exclusively here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora and Dan Tortora Broadcast Media's multimedia marketing partnership with the Bryant and Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse. We're here with the men's soccer team. We have GNeh-Kewon here with us, as well as Shawn, head coach and athletic director Nick Dimitrievski, myself, Dan Tortora. It's time for us in this edition of Bobcat Buzz to head back to rapid fire. Shawn, you've done this before, so you get to ask the first question, and you get to ask a question to Coach.
About anything?
Anything in the world.
Careful.
Anything in the world.
Okay, easy one. Where would you go for your next vacation?
Oh, Canada.
You gonna come to Montreal?
That's where Shawn's from.
Yeah. Montreal. So I've never been to Montreal.
Yeah.
My dad's been there, so I'm a Raptors fan since the beginning, 1995. So I've been to Toronto, I've been to Kingston, I've been to Ottawa, but I've been told that I have to go to Montreal.
Yeah, you got to. During the summertime, it's one of the best places in Canada.
Yeah, I've been. It's beautiful. You know, go recruit there. It's a gorgeous area there.
To Montreal. Okay. All right, Coach, you get to ask GNeh-Kewon a question here. AKA Marcus. He's calling you Marcus. Yes, because your name. Now, can we go in, before we do anything, can we go into the name that we have? GNeh-Kewon, Mark, Dahn the third. So bring me into this name, because some people call you Mark, Marcus, GNeh-Kewon. So do you have a preference?
I mean, either or. At a time, because I went to boarding school in Ghana.
Okay.
They started calling me Kojo, and so I brought that name back to America. So like throughout high school, everybody called me Kojo.
Okay.
But I'm not doing the Kojo.
Not Kojo anymore?
No.
So you don't have a preference? It could be any of the three?
Yeah,
okay. All right, Coach, so you have a question for...
Mark, you spent time in Florida. Where is it hotter, Florida or here? Jeez. In the summer here.
Our humidity's worse here, because I've lived in both places.
They've been dying in practice the last couple of days.
Humidity is worse here than Florida, and I will say that.
Surprising.
It is. Down in Florida, you can, 91, I just did it a couple weeks ago, you can walk in Disney in the 90s, you could sweat a little bit, but you could breathe. When you're in 90 up here, it feels like you're suffocating.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have
difference to the humidity up here.
I'm gonna have to stay here. Honestly, I didn't believe it, but now I do.
Yeah. Hot summers, cold winters. So.
Oh yeah.
All right. All right, GNeh-Kewon, you get to ask me a question.
You I'll be good. How long you been? What is your profession?
The definition of it?
Yeah, no, like what do you do? Like
so I've been broadcasting for, it'll be 20 years in November. I started when I came into college. So it'll be 20 years of broadcasting, and then I own a multimedia marketing company, but I've been am a broadcaster, director, producer. I've done screenwriting, I've done acting, I have done media, I've edited, I'm trying to think of what else, graphic designer stuff. It's been like, I think at this point there's 21 hats. So to describe it in an easy way, I tell people I'm a broadcaster that owns a multimedia marketing company. But in reality, I'm a creator, and since I was 5 years old, I've been working on my dad's word processor, writing stories about whatever my imagination brought me to, and now, 32 years later, I'm still doing the same thing. Whether it's screenwriting, whether it's music, comedy, broadcasting, I have a feather pen on my ring, which is a reminder to me that everything starts with a pen and a piece of paper. And you gotta be a storyteller, and you have to care about the people that you're telling the story about. And if you can tell a story in a unique way in today's world where people just copy things, if you can tell a unique story, care about the people that you're speaking about, and show that care and that honesty, I think you could truly do a lot of really wonderful things. It's amazing how being honest and caring in this world is a lost art, but it's the way I was raised, it's the God I believe in, and I don't know how to do anything else. So, all right, Coach, I'm going to ask you a question. Okay. If you had to describe yourself if we were making a social media profile of you right now, and we had to put your picture in 3 words, it would say Nick Dimitrievski, blank, blank, blank. Give me those words.
You want to know whose picture? What actor? I would think too.
Whose picture would put that? Now, your picture, your name, 3 words. Nothing else you can say.
That would describe me.
That would describe you.
I don't know if these guys would agree with that. I would say sincere.
Shawn nodded on that one, so you got it. That's one.
Dedicated.
Okay.
Loyal.
Okay.
And
bonus.
And a bonus.
Johnny Depp would be a picture.
Right? Johnny Depp would be your picture? Okay. Which Johnny Depp? Jack Sparrow Johnny Depp? We get Johnny Depp from a different movie? Johnny Depp just with a little bit of facial hair?
The coolest one.
The coolest one? All right. He doesn't age, by the way.
Right.
Johnny Depp has not aged in about 30 years. So that's a good choice. All right. All right, Nick, you can ask Shawn.
Shawn.
Yep.
Let's have some fun here.
Oh, wow.
Tell me what you think about Marcus's game.
Marcus' game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's a very solid striker. Sometimes maybe you need to get more confidence in his actions, but I feel like us together, we can do some great things.
So a good striker, a little bit more confidence, you want to say?
Yeah.
All right. All right, Shawn, you can ask me one.
All right. If you were not doing all your broadcasting and stuff, what would you be doing?
Sleeping. I would say, I don't know what that feels like anymore. I think I average 1 to 3 a.m. at this point.
Really?
Yeah. I was trying to do better. I got to midnight, and now I've crept back to 2 and 3. But, no, I mean, I think I would probably, it's still kind of connected to what I do, but I would be touring the world.
Okay.
I'd really love to do that. Interviewing people, I don't think there's anybody that's off the table. So I would want to go to every country I possibly could, interview leaders, interview the people. And the other thing that I would definitely look at doing, and Coach knows a little bit about this because we've talked about it, but I have enough crazy ex-girlfriends to do a comedy tour for a really long time. Like a really long time. And I love making people laugh. So I think touring the world and also doing comedy would go hand in hand.
Okay.
So we'd have some fun with that. What do you think? Africa, would they laugh at crazy ex-girlfriend stories?
It'd be interesting.
Liberia, do they have any comedians?
I mean, we do, but it's. I won't say it will be as good as yours, though.
Okay. All right. We'll see. Okay. I'm going to ask you your question. Okay. This is going to be a multiple. All right. So you're going to make a movie about your life. What actor is going to play you? Who is your love interest in the movie? If you could pick any actress. And what do you call the movie?
Who's going to play me?
Who's going to play you? Love interest, name of the movie. Everybody gets caught up on the name of the movie, but I've never asked it like this before, completely. So.
He's more worried about who's going to play him.
Yeah. Who's going to play in the movie? Who's going to play in the movie?
Love interest? I'll probably say sheesh, man.
They've stumped you on rapid fire.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Anybody, he can play me. He will play me.
Okay.
And then
I say an action, like yeah.
Oh, okay. My cousin for sure.
What's your cousin's name?
Matthew.
Matthew. Okay,
Yeah.
so Matthew will play you.
Matthew.
Love interest.
Love interest. Morgan Good.
Okay. Megan Good?
Megan Good.
Right. Yeah.
Megan Good.
Yeah.
So I've actually sat in this chair and chose Megan Good for myself. So
Really?
Yeah.
He's being for real, Joe.
No, I'm being for real.
For real?
But I'm talking about way back Megan Good, like
Way
before
back.
anybody knew who she
Yeah,
was.
right,
Like
sure.
Biker Boys Megan
Yeah,
Good.
Megan Good,
Like
yeah.
I was 15 and I was at Carousel Mall, which is now Destiny, and there's like nobody in the Biker Boys movie, and she came on screen and I was like, I don't know who this is, but I'm never gonna forget this girl.
Yeah.
And then she was in Things Like a Man 1 and 2. And the second one, she was in that Poison, when they did the Poison song,
Yep.
and she's on the couch. That's it. I'm done. So, Megan Good. All right, that's a good choice. She's in my top 2.
Oh, yeah,
And
gots to be.
what's the name of the movie?
Name of the movie.
And Megan Good's single now. She wasn't single when I said it last time.
Name of the movie.
Yeah.
I Did It.
I Did It. All right. I like it. You get to ask one to coach.
Who is your most like awkward player to coach? I mean, yeah.
Awkward,
Yeah.
most difficult type
Yeah.
stuff. Or, throughout like 25 years, there's been some characters that I've had, but there's been some real big success stories that guys that were novice, that really didn't know how to play, and then they really turned it on, and they became really, really good. So, every year it's different guys, you just get a joy out of seeing a person here, grow to here, but not just on the pitch.
As a person.
Yeah, as a person too. And then, I don't think the players are young. I think once you realize down the road, years down the road, what this all meant, you'll have a greater respect, greater understanding of what all this means. So it's just been a heck of a ride.
The final one, I want you guys to ask each other. So, GNeh-Kewon, you get to ask Shawn. Shawn will ask you. You get to go first. I like the looks back and forth. I got a question. You can answer. Coming down the field on the pitch, is he passing to you? Or is he taking it himself?
I was thinking something like
Yeah.
that. I really was thinking something like that. If it's go ahead. That's a good one. I'm gonna go with that.
So if come down the field, am I passing or shooting?
Yeah, passing to him or shooting.
Depending on situation, but most of the time I'm a shoot it. I'm a bit greedy on this one though.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your question? Back to GNeh-Kewon.
Me, tell me one thing that someone told you that stick in your mind, like some quotes or whatever.
Keep your head up and be persistent or resilient. Is the word we used.
Keep your head up and be resilient. Who said that?
It was this Jamaican player I met down in Orlando.
Keep your head up and be resilient. Do you feel like you lived that?
So far, yes.
So far, yeah. Well, I think that's a good way to end this Bobcat Buzz, to say that I'm hoping these Bobcats keep their head up, and I hope y'all are resilient. And I hope at some point during the season, he at least passes once to you. So, for GNeh-Kewon, for Shawn, for Nick, for myself, we thank you for being a part of the show, Bobcat Buzz, exclusively here on Wake Up Call. We hope you have a fantastic day, and please come out on the road and at home and support your Bobcats as they look to go toward yet another opportunity at a national championship. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. And a thank you once again to the Bobcats for being a part of this broadcast here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora and our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership. Can't thank them enough. And big time thanks in this special to the men's soccer team for Bryant and Stratton College of Syracuse and that two-part series of Bobcat Buzz, our two-part special with the men's soccer team with head coach and athletics director Nick Dimitrievski, as well as GNeh-Kewon, Mark Dahn III, and Shawn Altidor Viau. So I want to thank them all for joining the show here today and for having some fun. Those specials will air individually as well. Now that you've seen them on the broadcast, they will re-air on Facebook.com/WakeUpCallDT and on YouTube.com/WakeUpCallDT today as individual specials. The part one will be airing at noon Eastern time, and part two, the rapid fire portion, will air at 1 p.m. Eastern time today. So if you missed it, you want to go back and see it and save it and have a direct link to it, those will be available to you on YouTube and Facebook.com, both /WakeUpCallDT today at noon and 1 p.m. respectively. And you can also connect with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora live on Podbean on wakeupcalldt.podbean.com every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time, as you do with YouTube and Facebook. Once the shows go live, they jump into the archives, and you can hang out with us on Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, iTunes and Apple Podcasts, Player FM, Podbean, Podchaser, Podvine, Spotify, TuneIn, YouTube, and more. All you have to do is search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, or one word, Wake Up Call DT. And a big time thanks to our incredible partners that we have here in the community, Carvel, DeWitt, where I have my own sundae, the DT Dolphin, which is mint chocolate chip, green for the Dolphins, of course, topped off with hot fudge, whipped cream, a cherry, green and gold sprinkles, and a chocolate dolphin jumping out of your whipped cream. Available exclusively at Carvel, DeWitt, down the road from Lemoyne College on 4322 East Genesee Street in DeWitt, New York. It is what happy tastes like. The Wildcat Sports Pub, where we have our West Genesee shows all throughout the year, as well as our special engagement broadcast when it comes to baseball and football and so much more. And very honored as well with the Wildcat Sports Pub to call it our exclusive home for all of our Central New York fantasy football leagues. The Captains on Call and the Gridiron Gurus have drafted there and officially started our seasons last night. So shout out to the Wildcat for awesome experiences as always. And a big time shout out to the Wildcats because some of the people in our league had come to the Wildcat for the league only, like specifically had never been there before, came for the Fantasy Football League and said the experience and the food and the atmosphere was great. So we got some new fans of the Wildcat. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, who you just hung out with at the New York State Fair and had a fantastic time with. Obviously, the Spud Shack connected with them as well. So head off to Ma and Pa's, which will open their brick and mortar location back up on Monday following the fair on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. So make sure you head out and see them right off the highway in the Thruway, a couple minutes from downtown and from Destiny USA at Ma and Pa's today. And you can go to maandpazpopcorn.com right now and you can get their awesome flavors sent right to your doorstep from anywhere in the world. Big time shout out to GG Cards and Breaks, my sports card place, my shop to go to, the place that reminds me of my childhood on 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York, off of Teal Ave, open 7 days a week. Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, which I love so very much. The awesome food that they've come out with. They got a new shake, they got a new sandwich, and of course they finally have gotten my spicy chicken biscuit in the morning, which I had down south for the first time ever years ago. So Chick-fil-A Cicero, Chick-fil-A Clay, go and find them today, both easily right off the highway. And we look forward to seeing you, and we thank you for supporting Jimmer Sikowski and his team. Great Lakes Honda City, where I get all of my cars. Gotten cars there for over a decade now at Great Lakes Honda City, the former Honda City of Liverpool. You can head out there today and find new and used vehicles to ride home with and feel safe in. As my Honda back in the day saved my life, and so arguably when I got hit by a drunk driver. So I can't thank Honda enough for how you build your cars, the durability of those vehicles, for the safety, for the mileage, for everything that we get. I really do appreciate it out at Great Lakes Honda City. 317 at Montgomery Street. The name of the location is the name of the restaurant. 317 at Montgomery Street. The perfect place for you to go on game day as well when you're downtown in Syracuse. So tomorrow, Western Michigan at Syracuse. Head off to 317 at Montgomery Street. Let them know that Wake Up Call sent you. The food is terrific. It's an eclectic group of different dishes, and they do so many different things very, very well. You definitely want to go out and try them today, and make sure that you let them know the Wake Up Call sent you. They are open Tuesday through Saturday weekly on 317 Montgomery Street in downtown Syracuse. Canine Camp Dog Daycare, the place to drop off your dog for the day. Any different, any size of dog, breeds. The great thing about Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding is that they will actually go through a process with you beforehand to make sure that your dog is safe to have around other dogs, because they want to make sure your dog feels safe, you feel safe, and the families of the other dogs that are there, as well as the other dogs there, all feel safe. So it's not just, hey, drop any dog off and have a great day. They want to make sure that the dogs will play nice together, that they have, obviously all the shots that they need to have so that we can keep everybody safe. They go the extra mile, and I appreciate that at Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding, both of East Syracuse. PB&J's Lunchbox. If you want to try some of your favorites, a little twist to them, PB&J's Lunchbox is the perfect place to go. There is not a bad sandwich, a bad wrap, a bad anything at their location. I've tried so many different types of food that they have, and they're all incredible. In my taste buds jump to the shrimp tacos, and they jump to the barbecue chicken quesadilla, then they want that tuna melt, then they want some chili. So PB&J's Lunchbox, food truck all over the community, and their cafe that is there for you on 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. So make sure you head out there today, and I appreciate everybody that has. Avicoli's, the home of our Liverpool broadcast with the Warriors monthly, and of course there for you for indoor and outdoor seating when weather permits, as well as their casual dining side, the pizza side we call it, as well as the fine dining side and their bar. And of course drink responsibly. Avicoli's there for you on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road, walking distance from Liverpool High School on 7839 Oswego Road, and we appreciate them so very much at Avicoli's for all that they do and for the opportunity that we have there with the Liverpool Warriors every single month. A big time thank you as well to Mother's Cupboard, the home of my sandwich that you can get there exclusively. The only place that has my breakfast sandwich. It's called the Cuse McMother, and the Cuse McMother is available to you 7 days a week, 3709 James Street in Syracuse, New York. 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. daily. The Cuse McMother, bacon, egg, and cheese inside of 2 pieces of French toast. Cut it up and have it with syrup. Pick it up and eat it like a sandwich, and get it any day of the week. Like I said, the Cuse McMother, perfect for game day and every day of the week. And Pizza Man, where we have our exclusive sit-downs with the Baldwinsville Bees throughout the year, as well as our Off the Rails with Al, our newest segment, Toppings and Touchdowns, where we customize pizzas and talk football at the same time with Al Romano. Pizza Man there for you on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville, New York. Make sure you head out there and see them today. And thank you to everybody that watched our videos, came out and had some fun with us at Pizza Man with the Delia family and all the incredible work that they do every single day of the week. The Lemoyne College Dolphins are exclusive multimedia marketing partners with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. AD and DT coming to you every first and third Wednesday of each month at 9 a.m. Eastern Time with Athletics Director Bob Beretta and myself, Dan Tortora. Every second and fourth Wednesday, you get the Dolphin Dive, diving into the stories of student athletes, coaches, administration, future Dolphins, and alumni. And you can get all of our AD and DT and Dolphin Dive content by subscribing to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. And we under-promise, over-deliver. There's been plenty more dolphin dives and AD&D tees than what we promised. And very recently here, many dolphin dives here with student athletes and coaches. And we have a great one coming up for you this Wednesday. First time ever, Casey Murphy joining the show, who was a student athlete with the Lemoyne men's soccer team. Now he's the first assistant coach under interim head coach Callum Donnelly. And I'm very excited to share that conversation with Casey Murphy with you, who was the former coach at Cazenovia for the men's soccer team. Find all of our content on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. For more information, go to LeMoyneDolphins.com. And as always, fins up. How do you not dance to that music every single time? The Bobcat Buzz, which you saw today and you'll see every single month in our partnership with the Bryant and Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse. Bryant and Stratton College of Syracuse there on James Street for you, and the Bobcat Buzz exclusively here on Wake Up Call and our multimedia marketing partnership with student athletes, coaches, and administration throughout the year. The Bobcat Buzz two-part series that we just did with the soccer team will be re-airing as its own individual two-part series special. And part 1 will be today at noon, part 2 at 1 p.m. All of it can be found on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. Make sure to click subscribe. For more information, go to syracuse.bscbobcats.com. And as always, go Bobcats. And very much so, we want to give because the next time that we'll talk here, the men's soccer team will have played its first game this Saturday, September 9th, and the women will be playing their first game on Monday, September 11th. So the next time you hear from Wake Up Call during our normal broadcast hours, we will be talking about both the men's and women's soccer teams getting in action this first week of the season. So God bless to you both. Happy and safe travels, and let's go get some dubs. The Alfred University Saxons are exclusive multimedia marketing partners with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Check out your Saxons every Monday during Saxon Time. That's Mondays at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time weekly. The Presidential Perspective with the president of Alfred University, Mark Zupan, comes to you every first and third Monday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, first and third Monday of each month with President Mark Zupan of Alfred University. Every second and fourth Monday, you have the Saxon Spotlight, putting a spotlight on student athletes, coaches, administration, and alumni. The Saxon Spot, in just 2 months of working together, we have under-promised, over-delivered, with the Saxons taking over Labor Day this week with 15 specials airing from 9 a.m. all the way through the afternoon and early evening on Labor Day. And before that, we had an entire week taken over by the Alfred University Saxons football team going into their 2023-24 campaign. You can find out all of the Alfred University Saxon specials in Presidential Perspective and the Saxon Spotlight by going to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt and clicking subscribe. And of course, for more information, go to gosaxons.com. As always, as the website says, go Saxons. With that being said, here on Wake Up Call, I want to thank Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory for their time. I want to thank you for being here with us for the Annoying Moment of the Week. Big time shout out to Carvel, DeWitt. Lead, learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver, the acronym I created by the grace of God and God's tutelage and guidance with this back in 2019. Brought to you, presented by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, discussing today about keeping your word. The top dog of the week going out to our police officers, troopers, as well as sheriffs, first responders, and always our ambulance workers, as well as our EMTs, our firefighters, everyone that runs toward calamity and chaos to help somebody, and a lot of times to help a perfect stranger. So thank you for all that you do. Top Dog of the Week proudly presented by Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding of East Syracuse, the only place that I would trust to bring my dog for short and long-term care, and I have. So Lily loves it there, and I'm sure you will too, at Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding. And a big time thanks to the Bryant and Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse for entrusting me as your exclusive multimedia marketing partner and for taking some time with me here this week to have our wonderful special with GNeh-Kewon Mark Dahn III Shawn Altidor Viau, as well as head coach and athletics director Nick Dimitrievski, leading that men's soccer team into the 2023-24 season with GNeh-Kewon, as well as Shawn and the whole rest of the student athletes, both new and returning. God bless and Godspeed on a great upcoming season. They have been to 7 straight national championship games, and they won the national championship in 2019 and 2021. I look forward for a very successful and positive on and off the field 2023-24 season for both the men's and women's soccer teams at Bryant and Stratton College of Syracuse. And I look forward to talking with you all soon. I'll be at the Dome this Saturday, so we'll see you out there. I'll see you at trade night at GG Cards and Breaks after the game at the Dome this Saturday, September 9th. Come out and see Brendan and I, DT and Murphy, on site at GG Cards and Breaks, 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. this Saturday, September 9th at 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse at GG Cards and Breaks Trade Night. And on Sunday, come out to the fairgrounds to see us Sunday, September 10th at Collector Fest 88, as we'll be out there, and so will GG Cards and Breaks. I hope you have a wonderful day. Facebook at Wake Up Call DT, X, the former Twitter, at Call DT, and Instagram at Wake Up Call _DT. Thanks to all my guests this week. Thank you for being awesome. Thank you for your time. Please keep your word. Go out there, do good in this world. Think of other people, and just practice kindness. And when you give somebody a gift, make sure that it truly is something that is from your heart, and it is something kind, positive, and good. I hope you all have a great day. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. God bless.